Hello my dear students, welcome back to chemistry class beta. So in chemistry in everyday life chapter, already I have made 2 videos and this is the third and last video class beta. So in this last video class I am going to discuss about the soaps and detergents. Okay na beta. Along with this I am going to provide some very important structures of the medicines and drugs, that also I am going to be provided beta. Right now, so first of all here I am going to discuss about the fatty acids. Fatty acids, because of from fatty acids only we are going to prepare the what beta? Soaps. Okay, what is mean by fatty acids? So fatty acids are nothing but simply we can say that these are nothing but the long chain what beta is monocarboxylic acids. Long chain monocarboxylic acids. They should contain only one COOH group, Nana. And try to remember one more point. So they are having always maximum even number of carbons only. They should contain what beta? Even number of carbons. And also try to remember the carboxylic acids which are having 12 to 18 carbons. 12 to 18 carbons. All they are nothing but what beta? Fatty acids. Okay. Good. So I am going to give you some examples of fatty acid. Try to remember, already all they are repeated. Okay, beta. So number one example is you suppose this is nothing but the fatty acid. Sorry, formic acid. Okay, beta. Yeah. What is the formula of formic acid? C15 double plus 1 करना पड़ेगा. CnH2n plus 1 formula. So 15 plus 15 30, 30 plus 1 what beta? 31. So C15H31 COOH. Okay, now next here I am going to write another example beta. You suppose this example I hope you may know very well. So this is nothing but stearic acid. So stearic acid, the molecular formula is nothing but C17H35 COOH beta. Okay, all of you? Right. So near another example I am going to write that you suppose that is nothing but the oleic acid. Oleic acid. What is the formula of oleic acid? Again it also contains 17 carbon, but for this we have to follow the formula CnH2n minus 1. So that is nothing but double bullet to 34, 34 minus 1, 33. So we can say COOH beta. Okay. So formic acid, it is an example of saturated fatty acid. Stearic acid, okay, it is also an example of saturated fatty acid, but तुमने यहाँ पर -1 किए, so we can say this is nothing but the unsaturated fatty acid. So among the following unsaturated fatty acid is oleic acid. So 17 plus 1 18 carbon, 17 plus 1 18 carbon, 15 plus 1 8, 16 carbon. So fatty acids, they are having even number of carboxylic acid, and they are nothing but the long chain hydrocarbons are there, and they contain only one COOH group. So simply we can say that monocarboxylic acids. I hope you understand this story clearly. Okay. So by using these fatty acids, now we are going to prepare the soaps. Okay, beta? Yes. Sir, what is mean by soap? Soap का definition तुम क्या बता सकते हैं? Just one short definition. Try to be remember. Sodium और potassium salts of what beta? Long chain. Sodium और potassium salts of long chain. What beta? Fatty acids. बस. So sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acid. Let me consider, you suppose the fatty acid is stearic acid. So what is the formula of stearic acid? C17. What beta? C17H35 COOH. This is nothing but what beta? Stearic acid. It is a fatty acid. So in that fatty acid, one of the hydrogen you suppose replaced by sodium. Now we can say sodium salt of long chain fatty acid, sodium salt of stearic acid. In place of sodium, if you want, you can write potassium also. So that's why I am saying sodium, or in that place you can write potassium beta. Sodium or potassium salt of long chain, 17 carbons are there. So sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acids, they are nothing but what beta? Soaps. But this is the soap prepared from which acid? Stearic acid. That's why we have to say that the soap name is called sodium stearate. What beta? Sodium stearate. Focus on this name along with this formula. So soap example is sodium stearate. In that place you can write potassium stearate, whatever that may be, because of this is coming from the fatty acid stearic acid beta. Okay all of you? Good. So try to remember, आपको क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, which is used to check the hardness of water, which cannot be worked in hard water. Like that questions will be arises beta. So along with proof reason के साथ आपको मालूम होना पड़ेगा. That one I am going to tell you beta. Okay. So first of all I am going to be right here. Yes, actually soaps, they can show reaction with both types of water, but variation is there in reaction beta. Okay. Soaps, they can soluble in, they can react with soft water. So when soaps are soluble in soft water, definitely they are going to form a soluble form. The soluble form is nothing but what beta? Leather. So leather is nothing but soluble form. But when soaps, they are dissolved in, they goes to be added to the hard water. But in that hard water, due to presence of hardness, due to presence of calcium and magnesium impurities, soaps in hard water, they won't wax, nothing but they won't soluble. Means in that hard water, okay, now when soaps goes to be dissolved, they are going to form what beta? An insoluble form. Such insoluble form is called precipitate. What beta? Precipitate. That's why we have to say that soaps in hard water, okay now, so soaps in hard water, you see they do not wax. Soaps do not wax in what beta? Hard water, because of when they goes to be soluble in hard water, okay now, when they goes to be reacts with hard water, they forms an insoluble precipitate. Insoluble precipitate means no use of water. Okay all of you? So we have to say that soaps in hard water, they won't be waxed due to, because of reason is it contain number of insoluble, number of impurities are there. Such all impurities, they goes to be converted into the insoluble precipitate forms. Okay, so soaps in soft water forms the leather, but soaps in hard water forms the insoluble precipitate. That's why we have to say that soaps cannot be waxed in hard water. So ये point remember कीजिए. Okay, so why soaps cannot be waxed in hard water? Because of they are forming insoluble precipitate. Why they are forming insoluble precipitate? Due to presence of soluble Ca+2 and what beta? Mg+2 impurities. Ca+2 ion, Mg+2 soluble salts. Such soluble impurities which are present in hard water, they are in reaction with soap, they changes into the insoluble precipitate. Insoluble precipitate. So such insoluble precipitate, it can be sticks to the cloth in the form of gummy mass, like gum, like grease like material beta. So such insoluble precipitate that goes to be sticks to the clothes in the form of what beta? Gummy mass, and also we can say greasy mass. Nothing but that cloth will becomes more dirt when soaps are used in hard water. Okay na? Right. Sir, how soaps forming hard water with insoluble precipitate? Can you show one example? Yes, I am going to show you one example. So what is the formula of soap? Same formula I am going to be take that C17H35COONA. What is the name of this compound? Sodium stearate. It is an example of soap beta. Now I am going to take here 2 moles of soap. When soaps are dissolved in hard water, they undergo reaction with soluble salts of impurities like CaCl2, CaSO4, MgCl2, MgSO4. These are the impurities, they are present in hard water. You know that now beta? Good. So let me consider one example. First suppose CaCl2. Otherwise directly you can write CaSO4, MgSO4, MgCl2 as you wish. So these are nothing but impurities which are present in hard water. So soap on reaction with hard water changes into what beta? Insoluble precipitate. Important formula. Okay. So Ca charge +2 and this is looking like acetate ion. Its charge is nothing but -1. That's why I have written here taken 2 none. So C17H35 COO. C17H35 COO. So how many stearate ions are there? 2 stearate ions are there. Yes, I have written here. And it is equals to the charge is nothing but Ca contain +2 beta. So this is your precipitate that going to be settles down in the form of insoluble gummy mass. So the name is called calcium stearate. So calcium stearate is nothing but what beta? Insoluble precipitate that goes to be settles down, means that goes to be deposited on the clothes in the process of cleaning process beta. So clean तो नहीं हो सकते, instead of cleaning they will become more dirty due to formation of insoluble gummy precipitate. Okay na? Good. Remaining two sodiums are there. It combines 2Cl and goes to be eliminated in the form of 2 moles of NaCl. For suppose CaSO4 लिए समझो, Na2SO4 is the byproduct. Okay na beta? So when soaps reacts with hard water, they forms the insoluble precipitates like calcium stearate, magnesium stearate. These are the insoluble precipitates. They sticks to the clothes in the form of gummy mass. That's why soaps cannot be used in hard water. Okay na beta? Good. And try to remember, और एक point तुम remember कर लो. Soaps are always biodegradable in nature. What about detergents? Detergents are non-biodegradable and biodegradable. Both are possible in detergents. But soaps में क्या रहते हैं बेटा? Almost all soaps are nothing but the biodegradable forms, and mostly they do not cause the serious effect on the pollution or environment. Okay beta? Good. Now listen carefully. Soaps information I have cleared here. But how to prepare the soaps? That is important procedure for you. Okay, soaps can be prepared by the procedure name is called saponification. Saponification, important procedure. Sir, what is mean by saponification? Yes, try to remember one short hint later. Yes, first of all, I am going to consider the fats, and also we can take oils. Fats and oils, they undergo alkaline hydrolysis. Fats and oils upon alkaline hydrolysis in presence of aqueous alkali. In presence of aqueous alkali, automatically, yes, they are going to form the product is nothing but soaps. And here definitely we are going to get a byproduct. The byproduct should be what beta? Glycerol. Important question. So fats or oils on alkaline hydrolysis means hydrolysis in presence of a base. Definitely they are going to be formed. The product is nothing but soap. So soap preparation from fats and oils, the method name is nothing but what beta? Saponification. Okay, I am going to give you one example. So fats and oils. Yes, I am going to write the structure. Try to be focused. Guarantee remember करना पड़ेगा. CH2 bonded to O. Below plane you suppose it connected to CH bonded to O. Again you suppose it connected to CH2 bonded to O. Now all three oxygens they goes to be connected to the acyl group. I mean sterile groups. Okay na? C17, H35, C double bond O. Here also same thing. C double bond O bonded to C17, H35. Here also same thing. C double bond O bonded to C17, H35. It is an example of fat, and also we can say oil. But what is the exact names are? The name is important here. So looking like CH2OH, so CHOH, CH2OH, yes, we can say this is nothing but a glycerol form. And COC, ester, simply we can say, okay, now it contains the functional form is ester. So glycerol ester of, okay, coming from what nana? Stearic acid. Glycerol ester of stearic acid. Stearic acid. It is an example of fat, and also we can say that oil. It upon alkaline hydrolysis. Hydrolysis taking place in presence of aqueous NaOH. Yes, I am going to be write that 3 moles of aqueous NaOH. That means, okay, hydrolysis in which medium? Alkali medium. 3 moles of NaOH, 3 moles of KOH. Okay, and also milk of lion. Any base you can consider. Okay, any base nahi le sakte, only sodium and potassium beta. Okay, but mostly we have to be considered sodium only. A saponification is a suitable method for the preparation of sodium soaps only. Okay, beta? Good. Now, upon hydrolysis in presence of alkali, bond breaking takes place between carbon to oxygen. Now, in that alkali, how many moles we have taken? 3 moles of NaOH. So here how many H atoms are there? 3 H atoms are there. They are given to the 1, 2, 3. Means you are getting the byproduct is nothing but what beta? Glycerol is the byproduct. So what is the formula? CH2 attacked by CH2O attacked by H, CHO attacked by H, like that nana. So what is your expected product? Common byproduct is expected here. That is nothing but glycerol. What is the formula beta? Glycerol. Okay, all of you. Yes, glycerol 5. So what is the formula of glycerol? Is 3 H atoms are talking upon the 3 O. Yes, we are getting the product is what now? Glycerol. Remaining C17H35 COONA. Like these three forms are there, like these three forms are there. Means in this reaction you are getting at a time 3 moles of soap. Okay. So what is the formula? C17H35 COONA. C17H35. Okay ना बेटा, COONA. Like these 3 moles are there, यहाँ पर भी 3 moles. Means here we are getting 3 moles of soap. The soap name is nothing but sodium salt of stearic acid, and also we can say that shortly sodium stearate. This is your soap preparation बेटा. I hope you understand. Good. And one more thing ना, एक बार question repeat हुआ था. What is the chemical or chemical substance added in the preparation of soap to enhance leathering property? To enhance leathering property. So leathering property, foam formation को increase करना है तो which type of chemical was added in the making of soaps? Very very important. So that is nothing but try to remember the compound name is called sodium rosinate. Which compound beta? Sodium rosinate. So sodium rosinate, it is used to enhance the leathering action of the soap. So soap का foam formation, leather formation increase करना है तो we have to be add the chemical is nothing but sodium rosinate. Focus on that beta. Okay, all of you? Good. So next one is nothing but I want to say that so soaps they can be available in so many types. Around 4 to 5 types of soaps are there, Nana. Okay, so types of soaps. How many types, beta? Is generally we can see around 4 to 5 types of soaps, and one is nothing but here I am going to say that toilet soaps, and also we can say one more is nothing but transparent soaps, and one more is nothing but medicated soaps, and one more is nothing but laundry soaps. So okay, now with respect to different purposes, here we are using beta toilet soaps, transparent soaps, medicated soaps, and laundry soaps. And also one more thing is we have to say that shaving soaps. Okay, now beta, yes, shaving soaps. So from that shaving soaps, one of the question was repeated in previous exam. The question is, so shaving soaps which are applied on the face na okay na, before going to do shaving apply karte na. So generally some of the okay na shaving soaps okay na, by applying them automatically face will be dried in within the fraction of second beta. Okay, so to avoid that rapid drying, what is the chemical substance added in shaving soaps? The answer is nothing but glycerol. Question was repeated. So to prevent rapid drying, the substance which is used in shaving soaps, answer is nothing but what beta? Glycerol. So definitely what is the chemical added in shaving soaps beta? So in shaving soaps we have to be add the chemical substance that is nothing but the glycerol, because of the function of glycerol is nothing but it is used to prevent the what beta? Rapid drying. Okay, so जल्दी dry नहीं होने देते ना. Okay ना, all of you? Yes, so to prevent the rapid drying purpose, shaving soaps are used. In the shaving soaps we are using what beta? Glycerol. That point is important. Okay, so यहाँ पर it is the repeated question glycerol to prevent the rapid drying, and this is also repeated question sodium resinate to enhance the leather property. I mean foam formation nature. Okay na? Yes. This is the story about the what beta soaps and saponification and their preparations. Okay now, if they are working in which water and which water cannot due to reason, equation, everything I have told you. Good. Next topic I am going to be start here beta detergents. I hope from detergents one question may be there, because of detergents topic was very important as compared to the soap. So to enhance leathering property, which chemical we are using beta? Sodium resinate. And to prevent rapid drying, what is the chemical added in shaving soaps beta? That is nothing but the glycerol. Remember kiya beta? Good. Yeah, next category I am going to be discussed here. that is nothing but the detergents. Detergents, and also we can say that synthetic detergents. समझ रहे बेटा? Good. Yeah, right now listen carefully. So what is meant by detergents? Listen carefully. Detergents are nothing but the sodium salts of long chain. Sodium salts of long chain. One we can say that AS, and one more is nothing but we can say that ABS. That is our definition. Sir, what is meant by AS? AS का meaning ये बता सकते हैं कि that is nothing but the alkyl sulfate. The meaning of AS is nothing but the alkyl sulfate. And what is meant by ABS? The meaning of ABS is nothing but the alkyl, B for benzene, and N for not sulfate. Here N indicates sulfonate. I will show you the variation, you don't worry beta, but try to be remember. Sir, what is meant by detergents? So detergents are nothing but the sodium salts of long chain alkyl sulfates, and also we can say that alkyl benzene sulfonates. ये तुम्हारा definition. So what is the importance of detergents? Detergents, they are having the property, okay, now what beta is cleansing property. Yes, they are used for the, okay, now this shows mainly cleaning action in soft water and also in hard water. And because of they are having germicidal property, is germs. Cidal ka meaning germ kills na beta. Right, good. So synthetic detergents are nothing but they are having cleansing action due to the germicidal property, and they can use it in, yes, detergents they can soluble in, detergents they can soluble in what beta? Soft water, and also they can soluble in hard water. These in both the waters, detergents they are going to form the leather. Okay, so detergents in soft water and also in hard water, in both types of water, it goes to be soluble and it forms, okay, in a soluble form. What is a soluble form? Leather. But what about soaps beta? Soaps in soft water they will form leather, but soaps in hard water insoluble precipitate. So by using soaps we can check the hardness of water, but by using detergent you can't check the hardness of water. Because of detergents they are forming leather in both types of water. Okay na? Good. Yeah, what is the definition of detergents beta? Sodium salts of long chain alkyl sulfates or alkyl benzene sulfonates. In the two manner we can define the detergents beta. So with respect to two category, I am going to give you two different examples. Example one I am going to be right here, that is nothing but the SLS, and one more example I am going to be right here, that is nothing but the SDBS. One is SLS and one more is nothing but SDBS. Sir, what is meant by SLS? S indicates sodium, L indicates lauryl, again S indicates sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate. This is second category. So category 1 alkyl sulfates, the example is SLS. Category 2 alkyl benzene sulfonates, the example is nothing but SDBS. Okay, all of you. So sir, what is the name of SLS? SLS is nothing but what beta? Sodium lauryl sulfate, like this. Sodium long chain group is lauryl and the final thing is nothing but sulfate beta. Next one is nothing but the, yes, what is the formula of SLS? I will give you in types beta, don't worry about it. Next one is nothing but SDBS. SDBS. The name of this, okay, now abbreviation is sodium, D indicates dodecyl, total 12 carbons will be there. Sodium dodecyl, BS, nothing but benzene sulfonate. Sodium dodecyl benzene what beta? Sulfonate. So focus underline कीजिए. Yes, first case regarding sulfate, second case regarding sulfonate. So sodium salt of, yes, sodium salt of long chain, yes, they are having number of carbon. Alkyl sulfate, nothing but lauryl sulfate. Alkyl benzene sulfonate, dodecyl benzene sulfonate. Two category, two different examples. Okay, all of you beta? Good. Yeah, next one is, here I want to tell you about the classification of detergents. So mainly detergents are classified into three types. detergents are classified into how many types, guys? 3 types, beta. And what are the 3 types? Okay, so from this detergents topic they are going to ask the question, example for cationic detergents, example for anionic detergents, structure of cationic detergent, structure of anionic detergent, uses of cationic detergents, uses of anionic detergents. From these 3 different pattern, okay, now from these 3 different concepts they are going to ask you the questions better. So are you ready? Right. So detergents mainly they are classified into, on the basis of their structure, mainly they are classified into how many types, beta? 3 types. In that, number 1 is anionic detergents. Anionic detergents. Right. Sir, what is mean by anionic detergents? Anionic detergents, they are used in household work, and also we can say they are used in making, okay ना, टूथपेस्ट मेकिंग में भी अपन यूज कर सकते हैं बेटा. नेक्स्ट यूजेस तो मैंने बता दिया इसका. In this anionic detergents, anionic part will be there, cationic part will be there, दो भी रहते हैं वहां पर, but mainly in this anionic detergents, anionic part contain, or we can say anionic part shows cleansing action, means it is responsible to kill the germs, means it contain germicidal property, cleansing action. And next one is something that I am going to tell you the small definition. Sir, what is meant by anionic detergents? So definition अपन ये बता सकते हैं कि sodium salts, okay ना, these are nothing but the sodium salts of sulfonated, sodium salts of sulfonated long chain alcohols or hydrocarbons. Sodium salts of sulfonated long chain alcohols or hydrocarbons. This is the simple definition for what, beta? Anionic detergents. So on the basis of this, again I am going to show you the formula. Example 1 is SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. Okay beta? Right. So the formula is nothing but, yes, I am going to write the formula. CH3 bonded to CH2, CH2 taken 11. Means long chain, more number of carbons and hydrogen. Yes, it connected to O, again O connected to SO3 Na. Now see guys, sodium is there, yes, sodium is there. Sodium contain plus, SO3 contain minus, so we have to say that salt. Sulfonated group, SO3 is called sulfonated group. So sodium salt of sulfonated long chain alcohol, looking like RH. Okay, na beta? So sodium salts of sulfonated long chain alcohol, and also one more thing, hydrocarbon, na beta? Yes, I am going to show the example. SDBS. The formula is CH3 bonded to CH2, CH2 taken 11. And you suppose it connected to, the group is nothing but benzene. Now you suppose benzene connected to SO3 and Na. SO3 and Na. So now what we can write? So the compound name is sodium salt of sulfonated long chain hydrocarbon. Above one. Sodium salt of sulfonated long chain alcohol. Sodium salt of sulfonated long chain hydrocarbon. This is the definition of anionic detergent. Okay, but what is meant by SLS? Sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium, this is called lauryl group. Sodium lauryl SO4 sulfate. Okay na? Once again, sodium dodecyl 11 plus 1 12 carbons are there. Sodium dodecyl benzene sulfate नहीं बोल सकते, here only SO3, SO4 sulfate, SO3 sulfonate. So sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate. Sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate. These two are the examples of what, beta? Anionic detergents, and they are used for the household work, and also they may be used in kitchens also. Okay na beta? Good. So next one is two detergents I am going to be discussed here. That is nothing but the cationic detergents. Cationic detergents. Yes. Sir, what is in the cationic detergents where we are using? Cationic detergents, they are used in making, they are used in hair conditioners. So hair conditioners में क्या use करते हैं बेटा? Cationic detergents we are using. Okay. And in cationic detergents, again here also there will be two parts. One is cationic part, one more is anionic part. But in this detergents, cationic part is responsible for cleansing action. So in anionic detergents, anionic part shows cleansing action, but in cationic detergents, what beta? Cationic part, it has, or we can say it is responsible for cleansing action with germicidal property. Is it shows what nana cleansing action. Good. So what is mean by cationic detergents? Is a small definition. इसका भी मैं यहाँ पर बताना चाहता. I want to show you a small definition of cationic detergents. Is the definition I will show you directly in example. So what is the example of cationic detergents? The example is nothing but CTMAV. CTMAV. Okay na beta? So what is the abbreviation of CTMAV? C indicates cetyl, TM indicates trimethyl, cetyl trimethyl, cetyl trimethyl. A indicates ammonium, A indicates ammonium, and B indicates bromide. So once again, what is an example of CTMAB? Here first letter is C. यहाँ पर भी example C से शुरू करना, but यहाँ पर आने आने में दो examples रहते. Don't make reverse बेटा. Okay? So cationic detergents example. Okay ना C2C CTMAV, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. In that B place we can write chloride also. In that B place we can write acetate also. Anion कुछ भी हो सकता, but cationic part should be fixed. That is only responsible for cleaning action. Okay. Right. What is the formula here? Yes, I am going to write the formula. CH3 bonded to CH2. CH2 taken 15. 15 carbon plus 1. Total 16 carbons are there. 16 carbon alkyl form. That is called cetyl. Cetyl means alkyl with 16 carbon. Cetyl O1. Next one is nitrogen connected to 3 methyl groups. Nitrogen connected to 3 methyl groups. Cetyl trimethyl looking like NH4 plus. Nothing but ammonium. Ammonium. And here I am going to write that Br minus outside. So here you can write Br minus, and also if you want you can write Cl minus, and also if you want you can write CH3CO minus. So what is the definition of CTMAV? Cationic detergent का definition क्या बता सकते हैं? Looking like NH4 plus means quaternary ammonium salt. So quaternary ammonium salt of amines with bromides or chlorides or acetates. And exact example is nothing but CTMAV, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. Okay na? So in that, this is the cationic part. It is responsible for cleaning action, and it is used in what beta? Hair conditioners. Yes, let us go for third one. That is nothing but the non-ionic detergents. Non-ionic detergents. Try to remember beta, non-ionic detergents, they do not having any charge in their structure. Yes, do not contain any charge. Do not contain any charge means they are not having any charge in their structure. In their structure. But what is the use of non-ionic detergents? So they are used for the purpose is nothing but dishwashing detergents. Which type of detergents? So okay, dishwashing detergents like Vim, Will, all they are made with non-ionic detergents. So what is an example of non-ionic detergents? It is an example of mixture of stearic acid and polyethylene glycol. Stearic acid and polyethylene glycol. Okay ना, इस दो को mix किए तो you are going to get that non-ionic detergent. Okay, good. Now I am going to show you the structure of this one also. Stearic acid, what is the formula? C17H35. C17H35 COONA, sorry, COOH. So it is an example of what beta? Stearic acid. Yes, so stearic acid undergo reaction with polyethylene glycol. So the formula of ethylene glycol is HO in bracket में CH2CH2O taken N. Again we have to be write that CH2CH2OH. This is your structure of polyethylene glycol. N indicates poly na beta? Good. So stearic acid on reaction with polyethylene glycol. From this topic we are going to eliminate the water molecule. After elimination of water molecule, so what we are going to get the structure? C17H35, this is as it is. It connected to CO, it's a C double bond O. From this we are going to remove the OH group, and यहाँ से क्या remove करना? H plus combines with OH and removed in the form of H2. And remaining is it connected to O. O connected to what is the group is there? CH2, CH2O taken N. Again it connected to what beta? CH2, CH2O. From this also we can remove the what na? H we can remove. Okay. So this is your structure of what beta. Otherwise directly you can write OH also. So after the loss of water molecule, we are getting this is the structure of what beta? Non-ionic detergent. So non-ionic detergents are obtained by the mixture of stearic acid and polyethyl. Yeah, yes beta. So now we are going to prepare what beta? SLS. So SLS is nothing but sodium lauryl sulfate. So it was prepared from lauryl alcohol. Sir, what is the formula of lauryl alcohol? CH3 bonded to CH2. CH2 taken 11 and it connected to OH. This is the formula of what beta? Lauryl alcohol. So lauryl alcohol, it undergo reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid. Which acid beta? Concentrated sulfuric acid. Lauryl alcohol on reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid. So from alcohol we have to remove the H, and from this we have to remove the OH. It goes to be eliminated in the form of water molecule. Now we are going to get one intermediate, CH3 bonded to CH2. CH2 taken 11 and it bonded to O. So from the removal of OH from sulfuric acid, remaining group is nothing but SO3H. So what is the name of this compound? Again we have to say that lauryl. यहाँ पर hydrogen atom is there. Yes, we have to say that hydrogen. Remaining looking like SO4, so we can say that sulfate. So what is the name of this compound? Lauryl hydrogen sulfate. Now such lauryl hydrogen sulfate followed by undergo reaction with aqueous alkali, and also we can say that sodium hydroxide. Okay na? Right. Now H plus combines with OH minus, again goes to be eliminated in the form of water molecule. Now what will be the formula beta? CH3 bonded to CH2, CH2 taken 11, again यहाँ पर O connected to what beta? SO3Na. This is your formula of what beta? SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. Okay. Next one is nothing but SDBS preparation. Sir, what is meant by SDBS? Sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate. So it was prepared from dodecyl benzene. What is the formula of dodecyl benzene? CH3 bonded to CH2, CH2 taken 11, same beta, but in place of OH we have to be write the benzene. This is called total 11 plus 1 12 carbons are there. 12 carbon means we can say that dodecyl. Dodecyl यहाँ पर क्या लिख सकते हैं? Benzene. Dodecyl benzene, same thing upon reaction with what beta? Concentrated sulfuric acid. Again from benzene, from यहाँ से क्या लिखना? Remove करना H. Again from H2SO4, we have to take the OH, removed in the form of H2. And remaining the answer is nothing but CH3 bonded to CH2, CH2 taken 11, again it connected to benzene, that I have written as it is. From the opposite place we removed one H, and here say OH, remaining from sulfuric acid is SO3H. So what is the name of this compound? Dodecyl benzene sulfonic acid. dodecyl benzene sulfonic acid. Same beta. Now it upon reaction with aqueous NaOH. Now it upon reaction with aqueous NaOH. यहाँ से H remove करना, यहाँ से OH eliminated in the form of water molecule. Remaining what will be the product? CH3 bonded to CH2, CH2 taken 11, again it connected to benzene, benzene connected to SO3, SO3H attacked by Na plus. Sorry, SO3 minus attacked by Na plus. So this is your, what is the formula? SDBS, sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate. Preparations are over. Next, listen carefully beta. On the basis of decomposing nature, on the basis of degradable nature, again detergents are two types. One is nothing but the biodegradable detergents, and one more is nothing but the non-biodegradable detergents. Okay, sir, what is mean by biodegradable detergents? They can be decomposed by bacteria, and also we can say that microorganisms. But what about non-bio? Reverse beta. They cannot be decomposed by, not degradable by what beta? Bacteria. Because of reason is, so biodegradable detergents, they can be degraded by the bacteria because of they are having very simple structures, and also simply we can say that they are having straight chain hydrocarbons. These are nothing but the straight hydrocarbons. And what about non-bio? They cannot be degraded because of they are having highly branching structure. So we can say that highly branched chains, or we can say highly branched hydrocarbons. So straight chain hydrocarbons, simply they can be decomposed and do not cause water pollution. Yes, do not cause the what beta? Water pollution. Water pollution. But non-biodegradable, they cannot be decomposed by the microorganisms, and they are highly branching in nature, highly branched hydrocarbon condition. So such highly branches cannot be decomposed easily. That means they causes the water pollution. So they causes what beta? Water pollution. Yeah, they causes the water pollution. Good. What is the example of biodegradable? The example is nothing but simply we can say that SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, like this is a straight chain hydrocarbon. It can be easily undergo decomposition, do not causes the water pollution. Example for what? Biodegradable. What about non-biodegradable? Yes, I am going to write one example. Example is sodium 4 in bracket में 1357 tetramethyl octyl. Just you see the side chain 1357 tetramethyl octyl, bulky long chain beta. Okay, this is the side chain present upon benzene. Is alkyl benzene sulfonate. So what is the example for this Nana? Sodium 4 1357 tetramethyl octyl. This is the long chain alkyl side chain present upon the fourth position of benzene. Okay, now benzene sulfonate. Okay, now beta. So due to bulky long changes, they cannot be degraded, causes water pollution. Yes, straight chain beta hydrocarbon, they can be decomposed, they do not cause the water pollution. Story about the synthetic detergents and soaps are over beta. One small information I want to tell you. Enzymes. Yes, what is meant by enzymes? Yes, enzymes are nothing but simply we can say that receptors. Enzymes are nothing but the receptors. And one more thing I want to tell you here. Sorry, one is nothing but the enzyme and one more is nothing but receptor. What is the difference between these two? Enzymes are nothing but the proteins. Receptors, they are also nothing but proteins. But sir, what is the difference? The difference is enzymes are nothing but proteins which are going to be used as biocatalysts. Yes, we know very well. Amylase, peptidase, amylase, all they are proteins, nothing but enzymes. And receptors also nothing but they are also proteins, but they are not biocatalysts. They are having very important function. The function is nothing but, before that, receptors are nothing but the proteins. They are present in cell membrane. I mean they are embedded in cell membrane. So why they are embedded in cell membrane? What is the function? The function is they are very responsible, they are very crucial to communicate the messages. So receptors are present in cell membrane. They are very important, they are very crucial to communicate the messages, from neurons to neurons, and also from neurons to muscles. So मैसेज कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए जो भी रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं द प्रोटीन्स विच आर एम्बेडेड इन द सेल मेम्ब्रेन विच आर वेरी क्रूशियल टू कम्युनिकेट द मैसेज फ्रॉम न्यूरॉन्स टू न्यूरॉन्स एंड न्यूरॉन्स टू मसल्स. Such proteins we have to say that what beta receptors. So see the variation. Of course, enzymes and receptor do be protein, but one are nothing but the biocatalyst and one more is nothing but the responsible to communicate the messages. Okay, all of you? Good. Yes, beta. Now, try to remember one thing. We have to say that drugs are known as enzyme inhibitors. Drugs are known as what beta? Enzyme inhibitors, and also we can say that competitive inhibitors because of you suppose it is nothing but the structure of enzyme and this is the inner surface, and you suppose we have to say that this is called active site because of this interior surface contain number of functional groups, so we can say this is called active site. Due to presence of active site, enzymes they are going to be act as biocatalyst, means easily attract the reactant and changes into the product. This is called enzyme catalytic activity. Okay na beta? Yes, I am going to be take here. You suppose this is nothing but the R means reactant and also we can say that substrate. So generally substrate it going to be fits into the active site of enzyme and it going to be form the product. This is called enzyme catalytic activity. But in presence of drug, D indicates what beta drug. But in presence of drug, now drug will give the competition to substrate to active site, occupy the active site. So drug will competitive to the substrate to occupy the what active site. So definitely due to this extra dose, it goes to be occupied to the active site. Now drug will occupy the active site of enzyme. That means drugs can blocks the active site of enzyme. So due to blocking of active site, reactant cannot be reacts with enzyme, reactant cannot be fits into the active site, means here you can't get the product. That means enzyme catalytic activity goes to be reduced. So due to blocking of active site, automatically enzymes further activity goes to be decreases, nothing but inhibits the enzymes what beta inhibits the enzymes catalytic activity, okay. So the drugs which can block the active site of enzyme and which prevents the enzyme's catalytic activity, such drugs we have to be say that enzyme inhibitors, and also we can say that competitive, okay na, drug competitors, okay na beta, good. Yes, the next point try to remember all of you, but listen carefully beta. Some of the drugs they do not bind to the active site, they will bind to some other sites of the enzyme. Such some other sites of enzymes are called allosteric sites. ये point भी आपको remember करना पड़ता है. And one more thing, try to remember two very important meanings I am going to give you. One is nothing but agonist and one more is nothing but antagonist. Sir, what is mean by agonist and antagonist? So listen carefully. First of all, let me write about the antagonist. Antagonist is nothing but it is a drug. Agonist, it is also nothing but a drug. But what are the functions of these two drugs? I am going to tell you. Okay, na? Good. Listen carefully. You suppose this is nothing but the receptor protein. Yes, here also I am going to be considered that you suppose it is nothing but the receptor proteins. Just now I have told you that receptor proteins are present in the cell membrane, and you suppose this is nothing but the active site of receptor. Active site of receptor. Yes, it is also nothing but what beta? Active site of receptor. So listen, due to presence of active site, okay, now receptors which are present in the cell membrane proteins, they are responsible to communicate the message from neurons to neurons and neurons to muscles. But by the take of antagonist drug, this drug it going to be, okay, now is automatically due to take of this drug, active site of receptor it goes to be completely blocked. So in presence of antagonist drug, active site of receptor protein that goes to be blocked, completely black हो जाता. Means in presence of antagonist drug, active site of receptor it will be switched off. Okay na? So due to switching off of active site by the respective drug, now receptor protein cannot communicate the further messages. No communication here. Okay now, so to avoid the unwanted communication, okay now, in critical situations we have to take the use of what? Antagonist drug. It going to be black the active site of enzyme, means automatically active site will be switched off. Now this protein, now this receptor cannot be communicated the messages. Next one is nothing but agonist drug. So यहाँ पर क्या हुआ बेटा? Here what happened? Active site becomes switched off. So इसको switched on करना है तो we have to use another drug, that is nothing but agonist. So agonist is the drug which is used so in presence of this agonist drug, automatically active site of receptor protein it will be switched on. Means okay, these drugs are responsible to communicate the messages, or we can say to mimic the messages from neurons to neurons and neurons to, yes. So in presence of antagonist drug, active site will be switched off, cannot communicate the message. In presence of agonist, active site will be switched on, they will communicate the messages. Okay beta? Good. Antagonist example is medicines example. One is naloxone and one more is nothing but the naltrexone. Naloxone, naltrexone. Yes, agonist examples we can say that same beta, okay, now switched on, nothing but coma condition, free condition, stress free condition, that is nothing but the morphine, and one more is nothing but heroin and codeine, no problem. Yes, one more is nothing but methadone, and one more is nothing but the opium, methadone and opium. Yes, these are belongs to the narcotic category, strong narcotic energy category beta. Okay, so these all are nothing but agonists. So antagonist, active site will be switched off, no more communication. Agonist drug, active site will be switched on, it is responsible for communication. Okay na? Boss, your chapter was completely closed, but already I have told you, I want to tell some very important structures of what beta? Medicines and drugs. Very few important structures only I want to tell you. Yes, in that number one structure, I am going to tell you about the paracetamol. Already I have given to you, but once again, ready? So paracetamol, it is nothing but what beta? An antipyretic. Fever controlling के लिए अपन use कर रहे हैं, and also it can be used as analgesic. So what is the formula? Structure क्या बता सकते हैं? Benzene bonded to NH, NH bonded to C double bond to C double bond to bonded to CH3. Okay, opposite place में अपन क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? OH. So 4-hydroxy acetanilide. This is nothing but paracetamol. Next, go for number 2. Is another also I am going to be write that this is nothing but the phenacetin. So phenacetin, it is also nothing but what beta? Antipyretic, but the structure is looking like same like what beta? Is a paracetamol only. Here I am going to write that benzene. Benzene bonded to NH, NH bonded to C double bond O CH3, nothing but acetanilide. In place of hydroxy, we have to be write that ethoxy, O bonded to C2H5. In part 1 video class also I have given the same structure. But in by mistakenly in flow, I have written here some wrong information. Structure I have given clear, but in place of ethoxy, I have mentioned there hydroxy बोल के mention किया, try to modify बेटा. Okay? कुछ नहीं, hydroxy acetanilide, paracetamol, 4-ethoxy acetanilide, phenacetin, both are antipyretic drugs. Good. Yes, next one is nothing but third one. I am going to write the structure, that is nothing but aspirin. Aspirin is nothing but same thing. It can be used as antipyretic as well as analgesic. Yes, I am going to write the structure here. What better? Benzene. Benzene bonded to COOH, ortho plus O, O connected to C double bond O CH3. Means orthoacetyl salicylic acid or orthoacetoxy benzoic acid. Both I have given in part 1 video class also. Next, go for continue fourth one. Now I am going to give you the structure, that is nothing but the bithionol. Bithionol is an antiseptic. Yes or no beta? Is antiseptic which was used in soaps में अपन use किए बेटा. So what is the structure of bithionol? Simply it contains benzene ring connected to sulfur. Again it connected to another benzene ring. Yes, nearby to ortho position OH group will be there. Next ortho, next carbon Cl will be there. Again Cl will be there. Again in the same opposite direction Cl. यहाँ पर भी Cl. This is your structure of bithionol antiseptic which is added in soaps. Next go for here I am going to write that barbituric acid. Next structure I am going to write here barbituric acid. What is meant by barbituric acid? It is an example of tranquilizer. So where we are using tranquilizer, stress free na beta, psychosoneursis treatment. So the structure is nothing but NH, NH bonded to C double bond O. Again यहाँ पर भी NH, NH bonded to C double bond O. Now between these two NH, I am going to write another C double bond O group. Yes, between two C double bond O, we have to be write that CH2. So this is the structure of what with a barbituric acid used as tranquilizer. Good. So next one is nothing but here I am going to be write that. That is nothing but the ibuprofen. Which structure beta? Ibuprofen. It can be used as non-narcotic analgesic, I have told you, and also we can say that anti-inflammatory drug. Be careful, okay? Anti-inflammatory drug जैसे भी use कर सकते हैं. Anti-inflammatory. So what is its structure? First of all, we have to be consider benzene ring. One side it connected to CH. CH below plane CH3 will be there. Right side COH group. And left side exactly opposite para place. We have to be write CH2 group looking like benzyl form, and it connected to isopropyl group. It connected to isopropyl group. This is structure of ibuprofen, non-narcotic analgesic and anti-inflammatory painkiller beta. Okay, good. Next one is, yes, I am going to show you here. That is nothing but the saccharin. What is meant by saccharin? Most popular artificial sweetener instead of natural sugar we are using for diabetic patient. That is nothing but saccharin. Yes, all the structures are repeated beta. So what is the formula of saccharin? Benzene. Benzene bonded to C double bond O. Again another side is connected to S double bond O, S double bond O. So carbonyl group and sulfonyl group, both they are connected to NH. Means from one side it is looking like amide, from another side it is looking like sulfonamide. So this is your structure of what beta? Saccharin. Next to go for formula is nothing but serotonin. Yeah, again what is meant by serotonin? Serotonin is one of the example of tranquilizer. Barbituric acid, serotonin, both are nothing but tranquilizers. So the formula of serotonin is, I am going to be right here benzene, and here one of the place connected to OH group, and exactly, okay now, yes, here we are going to connect the NH atom, and NH connected to a 5-membered ring, like this double bond we are going to be expect here. So NH bonded to CH, double bond C, C connected to CH2, CH2, NH2. Primary amine group will be there. Okay, all of you. This is your structure of what? Serotonin. It is used as a tranquilizer. Next, go for continue. Yes, here I am going to write another example. This is nothing but the histamine. Of course, histamine is not a medicine. Histamine is the chemical which is responsible to cause the allergy. Okay, so what is the structure of histamine? It is a 5-membered ring. Yes, it's here interior 2 pi bonds will be there. Yes, below plane is connected to what? NH is there. And here also we have to be write one of the nitrogen atom. This is the structure of what beta? Histamine. But here it connected to same like serotonin. Okay ना, 5-membered ring, वहाँ पर भी 5-membered ring, everything is same. यहाँ पर extra nitrogen लिखे बेटा. Okay. So यहाँ पर क्या है बेटा? Double bonded carbon connected to CH2, CH2, NH2. This is the formula of what beta? Histamine. Yes, one more I want to tell here, that is nothing but the dopamine. Yesterday I have told you, sir, what is meant by dopamine? Neurotransmitter. Due to low level of dopamine, it causes what? Parkinson disease. Yes sir, no beta? Yeah. So what is the formula of dopamine? Simply they have to be considered benzene ring. Para place OH, again ortho place OH, 2H adjacent में रहना पड़ेगा, and opposite place same group will be there. CH2, CH2, NH2. This is the formula of dopamine. Good. Next one is nothing but I am going to be write that Dettol. Which formula beta? Dettol. Yeah, Dettol contain 2 components. I have told you antibiotic example. One is chloroxylenol, one more is nothing but terpeneol. So let me write first of all chloroxylenol formula. I am going to write here what beta? Benzene. Yes, यहाँ पर क्या लिखना? OH, opposite place is Cl. Cl, 2 ortho places, they are connected to CH3. This is the formula of chloroxylenol. And plus one more is nothing but what? Terpeneol. Terpeneol is a 6-membered ring, cyclohexane. But यहाँ पर pi bond is there, cyclohexane. Above plane it connected to methyl group. Below plane it connected to isopropyl alcohol group. Isopropyl alcohol group now. CH, CH3, CH3, OH now. This is the formula of terpeneol. Chloroxylenol is a terpeneol. This is nothing but antiepileptic. That is nothing but Dettol. Yes. Next one is nothing but I am going to write that. One is nothing but BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene. One more is nothing but BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole. Both are nothing but antioxidants. Yes or no? Good. So butylated hydroxytoluene, benzene bonded to OH, hydroxytoluene indicates CH3. Yes or no? Yes, hydroxytoluene okay, but here butylated meaning is there. So C connected to CH3 taken thrice, C connected to CH3 taken thrice. Butyl group, 2 butyl groups are there. So butylated hydroxytoluene. What about this time? Butylated hydroxyanisole. Yes, hydroxy same thing. Anisole means we have to write what beta OCH3. यहाँ पर क्या लिखना? Tertiary butyl group, CCH3 taken thrice. Only one butylated group. Okay, both are antioxidants. Right. Next one is I am going to be write that sulfapyridine. I have told you yesterday sulfa structure also. In day 1 I have told you what is the formula of sulfa drugs. Sulfa drugs are used for bacterial infections, nothing but antibiotics. So sulfapyridine is also one antibiotic. The formula is nothing but NH2 bonded to benzene. Benzene bonded to S double bond O, S double bond O, again bonded to NH. This is the structure of sulfa, but यहाँ पर pyridine is there. So sulfa formula connected to pyridine. This is the formula of pyridine. Same benzene, but one of the carbon replaced by nitrogen. So sulfapyridine, antibiotic or bacterial infection. Avoid करने के लिए use करते हैं बेटा. Next one is here I am going to write that chloramphenicol. Which compound? Chloramphenicol. An example of antibiotic. Multi-purpose use करते हैं. I have told you yesterday. Good nano. Chloramphenicol. So first of all, okay, we have to be consider one benzene ring. It connected to CH, again connected to CH, again connected to CH2, it connected to OH. Opposite place we have to be read the nitro group. Yes, now CH below plane, OH will be there. Chloramphenicol means OH group should be there. And also here we have to write one amide bond, NH bonded to C double bond O, amide. Now amide connected to CH and Cl2. Presence of 2 chlorine. So among the following, which antibiotic contain, which medicine contain more number of chlorine atoms? That is nothing but chloramphenicol antibiotic. Okay beta? Yeah, this is our structure. Next one is nothing but very important formula, that is nothing but penicillin. What beta? Penicillin. Again, first to discover antibiotic, you know very well. What is the molecular formula? C9H11O4 N2 and SR, N2 and SR. But what is the exact formula? R bonded to C double bond O, C double bond O bonded to NH. Now such NH connected to CH, again bonded to CH, CH below plane, C double bond O group will be there. Again CH below plane, N atom will be there. Now N directly connected to CH, again CH connected to COOH. Now CH above plane it connected to two methyl groups are there taken twice. Again finally it is a 5-membered ring. Here we have to take the sulfur atom. This is your final structure of what? Penicillin. So number of chiral carbons 1, 2 and 3. Total 3 chiral carbons are there in penicillin. Question was repeated. So in place of R2 pentene, penicillin 1. यहाँ पर बेंजाइन लिखे समझो penicillin 2. Okay, para-hydroxy लिखे समझो penicillin 3. F, G, X. I have told you na 3 different like that on the basis of R group. So last and final, I am going to tell that powerful powerful what narcotic analgesic, that is nothing but morphine. So structure of morphine is, first of all I am going to write a benzene ring. It connected to one 6-membered cyclohexane ring. Again it connected to another 6-membered cyclohexane ring. But first ring contain one of the pi bond here. Middle ring no more pi bond. Last ring 3 pi bonds. Same like benzene. So now here first ring and last ring they are connected through the oxygen atom. Now next carbon connected to OH group. Again here also next carbon connected to OH group. Finally central ring connected to N, N connected to CH3 group. So due to presence of lone pair of nitrogen, here between benzene and nitrogen again we have to write 2 carbon. So here CH2, again here also CH2. So CH2, CH2, N. This is your final structure of what? Morphine narcotic analgesic. Okay, and one more thing सबको मालूम, benzene bonded to COONA. This is nothing but sodium benzoate. It was used as what beta? Food preservative. Used as what beta? Food preservative. So these are the very and most important structures of the chemistry in everyday life chapter for all the competitive exams. अगर तुमने ये structures practice किए समझो 100% maximum they are going to ask you the question from this topic only beta. Okay all of you. So सारे each and every point I hope maybe I may covered in 3 parts. So try to revise all 3 parts. Okay now, and I have sent some objective bits. Make them practice. Definitely 100% you are going to cover the bit beta. Okay, चल मिलेंगे next class.